This deck's one of the coolest out of Chilling Reign. Nothing on the bench is safe from Blaziken Zeraora. Welcome back everyone to more from the Sableyes. I'm Mitch, and today we're going to continue our look at Chilling Reign with one of the decks that I was most excited for when these cards were first revealed, and that is Blaziken VMAX and Zeraora V. These two cards combine together quite nicely, and they're very, very powerful at taking knockouts on benched Pokemon. So, we're going to take a look at that list over on PTCGO. If you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe, like the video, do all the good stuff for me. I'd really appreciate it. Let's have a look at the list. Alright, let's take a look at the list. There's a lot going on here, so we'll try and explain it all for you if you haven't seen the cards before. Firstly, we'll look at our main attacker, one of our main attackers, that is Blaziken VMAX. It's a rapid strike Pokemon. It is incredibly cool. It's got a 2 colorless energy attack called Max Blaze that deals 130 damage, and more importantly, you choose 2 rapid strike Pokemon on your bench and then get a discarded energy from the discard pile and attach one to both of them. That is a very powerful effect of an attack. Like, there's not that many attacks in the game that are better than that. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and discard energy cards and then attach them using Blaziken. Now you'll notice that it says energy cards, not basic energy. So we can choose any energy that we like out of the discard pile to attach, and that means we can play exclusively special energy. We've got 4 copies of Rapid Strike energy, which powers up the attack cost of Max Blaze. It's got 2 colorless attack costs, so we can use the Rapid Strike energy. We also have the brand new Spiral energy, which provides an energy of any type to the Pokemon that we attach it to if it is a Rapid Strike Pokemon, and it also stops our Pokemon from being paralyzed, which is really, really cool. And we also have 2 Speed Lightning energy in the deck because our second attacker is a Lightning type, Zeraora V, a Lightning type V Pokemon with the attack Cross Fist. Whew. Almost stuffed that sentence up. For 1 lightning, 1 double colorless energy, we deal 100 damage, which doesn't seem like that much, but then you read the effect of the attack. If one of your other Rapid Strike Pokemon attacked with an attack last turn, it also deals 160 damage to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon. That means that if our Blaziken attacked last turn, we can use Cross Fist for 100 on the active and then 160 on a Pokemon on the bench. We can combine that with a couple of cards, such as Passimian from Chilling Reign, which has the Throwing Coach ability, allowing you to deal 30 more damage to your opponent's V or GX Pokemon when they're on the bench, or you can utilize the item card Telescopic Sight, which does the exact same thing. That means that if a VMAX Blaziken attacks before this Zeraora, and we have Passimian, and we have Telescopic Sight, we can deal 220 damage to a Pokemon on the bench. 220 plus 130 from Max Blaze knocks out everything in the game. So keep that maths in mind. There's a lot of other stuff going on in this deck. I'll try and explain it as I am playing through the games, because I don't want to sit here and bore you the whole time. One thing I will note, though, is that in some previous matches, in fact, maybe even one that I'm about to show you, I tested out an Inteleon in this list, and I also tested out the supporter card Grimmsly, but I found that they weren't particularly useful, and all they were doing was clunking the deck up. So if you see a video that has those in them, I'm sorry I changed the deck list midway through. If you don't, just ignore this bit. I mean, I don't know why I even put it in. Okay, we've got a game, we've got a Zeraora, and we've got a Passimian, but we don't have a huge amount else. I'm thinking we're just going to, oh my god, I don't know. Let's attach the Spiral energy to the active, and then we'll just put the Passimian in the active so that we don't get hurt, and then Dedenne out of this hand. But at least we put the Rapid Strike energy in the discard pile. That is a good thing. I'm going to Quick Ball. I probably get rid of the Mew here. Actually, no, let's get rid of the Spiral energy. That's better. And grab ourselves a Blaziken. That seems like an important card to have, and then we can pass. So that awkward turn, we actually managed to put together a reasonably solid start here. We do need to have the Blaziken VMAX attacking next turn, so I would really like to see a VMAX at some point in this game. It looks like we're up against Pikachu and Zekrom. This is a deck that obviously is, it's a, what have we got in the discard pile? It's obviously a very, very big deal. This Pikachu Zekrom deck has been around for a long time, and it's been very good for a long time. But I think we are probably we're going to have a nice time. As long as our opponent doesn't play a Mew. If they play a Mew, we may not have as nice a time. If they do, we'll have to gust it out to remove the effect. That could be a problem, but it's okay. We're going to be fine. I don't know what you're worried about. I don't know what you're worried about. Dedenne from our opponent, which is good. That's a good target for Zeraora. They're grabbing a Mewtwo here, so it looks like they're trying to avoid having Pikachu and Zekrom on the bench. They'd much rather have that in the discard pile, I think. There is the Pikachu and Zekrom, and we'll probably see it discarded either this turn or next turn, so that they don't have to bench it, because these types of decks don't really like to have low HP tag team GXs on the field, and Pikachu and Zekrom is one of the lowest tag team Pokemon HP-wise in the entire game. 240. Used to be huge. I remember back in the day when 210 was a lot of HP. I remember when like 130 was a lot of HP. Now we've got 340 HP. Excuse me? More HP than they know what to do with. Alright, so Boltund is going to be using Electrify. And that's going to power up the Mewtwo. That's fair enough. We've got a pretty good start here. We're going to Yell Horn, put that Pikachu and Zekrom from the hand onto the bench. That's going to annoy our opponent. We're going to get rid of the Mew. Go looking. We've got a Crobat. No Dedennes left. That's okay. We are going to attach our energy, and then we are going to Crobat. We're looking, if we can, we're looking for a Blaziken. We don't find one, but we do find a Marnie, so we can play that. Get that out of here. We just want, like, a switch and a Blaziken, please. Ah, perfect. We've managed to find both. So, we have Blaziken VMAX in hand. We've got Tower of Waters as well. Tower of Waters provides a -2 retreat cost for all Rapid Strike Pokemon. And since Passimian is a Rapid Strike Pokemon, we'll be able to deal that as well. So we can retreat there. I'm also going to search out another Zeraora because I would like to accelerate 2 energy with Max Blaze. So let's do that. 130 damage. And then we will attach an energy to both of our Zeraoras. We'll put the Spiral Energy on one and the Rapid Strike on the other. We'll put the Rapid Strike on the one that has the Sight, because we are more likely to attack with that one next turn. We can get a knockout on the Crobat if we want to with that one, or we can get a knockout on the Dedenne with both, and that's also fine. They're going to Marnie, which is fine by us. I mean, we had a Research in our hand, but I'm happy to see another 4 cards. And we found another Research and the Spiral Energy, which is fantastic. That means that we are going to be able to attack next turn with our Zeraora, although we have just been Tandem Shocked, so that's a bit of a concern. We're going to need to try and find, like, an Escape Rope or a Switch or something. I can't even remember if our deck plays those. Yes, we do. We've got an Escape Rope. Of course we've got an Escape Rope. Why wouldn't I? Let's throw it down here. We're going to be able to hit into a Pokemon for 100 damage and then knock out something on the bench. So I'm excited about that. We'll probably knock out either the Crobat or the Dedenne. They're actually giving us the Boltund. Okay, so we're taking 4 prizes here. That's very interesting. I just got a Facebook notification. I'm sorry. Oh, I just got a second Facebook notification. We're going to knock the Crobat out because we've got the Sight. The snipe damage is fantastic. We're going to get rid of that. I'm going to take some prizes, and then I'm just very, very carefully going to try and turn my Facebook off, because I don't want that to happen anymore. We are safe. We are safe now. We've taken 4 prizes against Pikachu and Zekrom, and next turn we can knock out the Dedenne on the bench. We won't be able to attack with this Zeraora, because the text specifies that it must be another Rapid Strike Pokemon. So in the instance where we attacked with the Blaziken, that was fine. We got another Rapid Strike Pokemon to attack. I can't just keep attacking with the Zeraora in the active. I am not using another Rapid Strike Pokemon, if that makes sense. It's kind of an awkward but logical ruling. Otherwise, we'd just sit here all day firing attacks off with Zeraora, which would be very, very powerful, but not particularly balanced. So there's that. Alright, so we're probably going to get paralyzed again by our opponent. If we do, then we are in a little bit of trouble. We might need to think about what our next play is going to be. We could always gust up the Pikachu and Zekrom, which would be a very nice way to lock our opponent out of switching. But that isn't necessarily the best way to go about it, especially since we're being reset stamped and the boss now no longer exists. It's a classic one. Grimsley and Rapid Strike Energy. I've been playing a lot of games with this Grimsley and I'm just not seeing it being useful. Like, I put it in because it seemed really cool, but I'm probably just going to cut this. It makes it awkward, because then I have to, like, mention it in the deck profile section, but that's whatever. I just have to remember to do that. Comment down below. Did I remember to tell you about the Grimsley thing or not? I can't remember. Well, I mean, I can't remember. I don't know, do I? I've not recorded that bit yet. Idiot. Tapu Koko. It's going to power up the Pika and the Raichu, which is very powerful. We are likely to get paralyzed here. If they go for like the Raichu and Raichu's whatever it's called, tandem shock. If they tandem shock us, then we're paralyzed. If they full blitz, which they might choose to do, then we have ourselves a chance. All right, so the game is afoot, ladies and gentlemen. We may be able to do something this turn, because interestingly enough, we can retreat into our Blaziken and start attacking again. And look at this, we've actually found a Speed Lightning Energy, so we can draw a couple of extra cards. They're both energy cards, so that's not particularly useful. I think we're going to retreat into the Blaziken. We've got free retreat. Then we're going to max Blaze, and we're just going to accelerate some energy to our Zeraoras, right? We're just going to put the Spiral Energy on the one that only has one energy. So now, our opponent can only take 5 prizes next turn, and they can only do that if they get the full 6 energy Tag Bolt GX off. And if they do that, they don't win the game. They can never put both of their Dedennes in the active spot. As long as we hold on to the current hand that we have, which I shouldn't have said, but it doesn't matter. As long as we have an energy, we will be able to knock out with a Zeraora, which is incredibly good. There it goes! Bye-bye, hand. Bye-bye. Goodbye, hand. Why, Mitch, to say literally anything? I don't understand why you do the things you do, you dumb idiot. I guess it's probably not too bad. They've just researched, right? I think we probably still win now, because the research means they can't boss. They're not likely to be able to tag bolt, because they've already manually attached. To be honest, the fact that they've stamped doesn't actually matter here. I'm thinking that the Zeraora should be able to deal the damage to the Dedenne at the end of the turn. So, after all that, I think for the first time ever when I say that if I hold my hand, we're good, for the first time ever, they get rid of our hand, and it turns out it doesn't even matter, because I'm going to be able to win anyway. We can just manually retreat, go into our Zeraora, and then cross fist, and deal 100 to the active, and 220 to Dedenne. Pretty solid stuff. You can see that combo at work, very, very powerful. Alrighty, so I have made those changes. If I didn't mention it in the deck profile section, then I'll mention it now. I got rid of the, the supporter that moves the damage around, whose name I've now immediately forgotten. And I also got rid of the Inteleon. The Inteleon just wasn't very good. I wasn't feeling it, so I got rid of it. What have we here? We've got ourselves a very interesting opening hand. We've got a couple of energy. We're going to attach one of those to our friend Blaziken in the active. And then I think we're going to comb away the VMAX, because I like the idea of Marnieing this turn. We're going to grab... let's grab a Sobble. We didn't use Sobble last game. Let's use him. We don't get the positive effect of the Telescopic Sight now, but we can shuffle it back in and see what we find. This is actually a fantastic hand, presuming that our opponent doesn't punish us. We're going to high jump kick, deals 100 damage to this Mawile, which is a pretty solid amount of damage for a single attachment. Obviously not a knockout. A knockout would be nice. And that is a good thing about this Blaziken deck, is that it can knock out Zacians in one hit whilst accelerating damage. So, depending on how things work out for us, we could, with the hand that we have been given, take 2 prizes next turn and accelerate 2 energy. So it all just comes down to whether or not our opponent can either stop us from using this hand, or whether or not we can get some energy into the discard pile, which is a very important part of the strategy, obviously. Like, we don't want to create that havoc where we don't actually have the energy to accelerate, but it's okay. Of course, our opponent could just knock us out with Zacian, because Zacian is an incredibly fast Pokemon. They can just get 2 more metal sources and switch and knock us out, which is also an incredibly likely outcome. So I wouldn't be surprised if either of those things happen. Either we knock out Zacian next turn, or they knock us out. So we'll wait and see. There's 1 metal source. Here we go. The combo is being pulled off by Fraser James. There's the energy! Oh my goodness, escape rope. They're going to be knocking out the Sobble here. No more Sobble. No more Blaziken. No. Okay, this is fine. I'm not happy about it, but it's fine. What do we do now? What do we do? Well, on the plus side, one of our Rapid Strike energy is in the discard pile, so we should not complain. We've got Passimian. We've got Quick Ball. I'm going to get rid of the boss. I don't think we're going to need that now. We're going to grab the Crobat. And then, what I'm going to do is I'm going to Drizzile. We're going to use the Shady Dealings ability. We're going to grab ourselves a Pokemon Communicate. Actually, we can grab a Quick Ball here, I think. Because I kind of like the idea of hanging on to that Blaziken. We are going to throw in a Blaziken V. This is our last one in the deck, so hopefully we do get to attack with this. We will draw some cards. We've got a Quick Ball and a Speed Lightning energy, so I think we might be able to go for like a Zeraora here. I'll get rid of the Spiral energy. We'll grab the Zeraora. We could have grabbed the Dedenne as well, but I'm gonna gamble on getting some good cards off of this Speed Lightning, and we did. So I think we are looking good. Let's put this Blaziken VMAX back into the deck. I'm gonna grab. Let's just grab another Zeraora. We're just gonna get incredibly lucky and draw it all. Let's Marnie here. Slow our opponent right down. We're just gonna draw it all. We've got the energy and a research, so we're actually not looking too bad. Plus, we can replace this Drizzile when the Zacian or the Mawile knocks it out. So, if this was our first turn, I'd be feeling pretty good. It's our second turn, and our opponent is a couple of prizes in front, so maybe not as good, but still definitely workable. Also, just as a side note, whilst I have a mental breakdown, thank you very much to everyone who has jumped on board for Chilling Reign. If you're a new subscriber, thanks to the new set, then leave a comment down below. I try and get back to everyone as best I can. It might not be timely, it might take a couple of days, but I will get back to every comment. I'm not that big of a YouTuber that I can't respond to everyone, so I try my best to do that. So if you want to ask a question, want to say hi, want to tell me how bad I am at Pokemon cards, then leave that message down below and I'll get back to you and I'll talk to you. Oh, and I'll be nice, even if you tell me that I'm bad. I promise. Also, if you're a returning subscriber, if you're a person who is subscribed and you haven't already liked the video, what? Excuse me? Not liking the video? Oh, well, I mean, we're doing a really, really good job with views and likes at the moment. I'm getting 250 odd likes a day on videos quite regularly. So I'm going to ask, can we aim for 300 likes on this in 24 hours? Can we do 300 likes? Is that possible? I don't know. Also, not been paying attention to what's happening, but that's fine, because our thing got knocked out regardless. So we're all good. And we're going to promote the Blaziken, and we're just going to pretend that nothing has happened. We're going to attach the energy, we're going to play down the Sobble, and then I am going to play Professor's Research, because I'm looking for that VMAX. We need the VMAX right now, and we've got it with the Pokemon Communication. That is brilliant. So I'm going to shuffle that Mew back in. We'll leave the Drizzile in the hand for later. Let's grab the VMAX. It is our only VMAX in the deck, so it's a good thing we found it. And let's reset stamp our opponent as well. Let's make it as hard as possible for them to get themselves going. We will Max Blaze, we'll take 2 prizes, and we will accelerate to both of our Zeraora on the bench. I'm going to put the Rapid Strike energy on the one with no energy on it, and I'll put the Spiral energy, or whatever it's called, on the other one, because we have 1 Speed Lightning energy in our hand, which will be able to power up both of them regardless of what happens. So if our opponent does use their Zacian or whatever to knock out one of the Zeraora, then we should be fine to go. Alrighty, so our opponent has another Dedenne to play here. They are going to be, their bench is going to be Zacian triple Dedenne, which is something that doesn't often happen. It's good for us, because we got plenty of knockouts to take. So I am more than happy for there to be triple Dedenne. They're going to boss, so they're going to bring out the Zeraora and then Dedenne. What else can they do, I wonder? What else can they do? We wait. They don't immediately have another Metal Saucer, and fair enough too, they've already used 3. It's not easy for them to power up a Zacian at this point. They're going to energy switch onto the ADP, are they? So they're going for the GX attack. God, this is frightening. This is a very frightening situation to be in. They're actually going to energy switch again? They're going to energy switch to the ADP. Okay. This is very interesting. Alright, they're going to Altered Creation GX. We have the Speed Lightning, so we're going to throw that down. We have the Telescopic Sight, so we're dealing 190. Let's cross... Actually, we're dealing 220, but I'm going to knock out a Dedenne anyway, because I don't think our opponent can actually use that Zacian to get themselves a prize this turn. I think that they have to use Boss's Orders to knock out the Crobat on our bench. I think it's the only way that they win. So, I don't think the Zacian actually matters. They have to use Boss. They haven't. We don't have any GX Pokemon on the bench for them to use Great Catcher. So unless they have something like Pokemon Catcher, I think we may have just won the game. The only other way they could win without using Boss's Orders this turn is by somehow powering up that Zacian, but we know they've already played 3 Metal Saucer, so the only way that they can realistically... And they've played 2 Energy Switch as well, so the only way they could realistically get an attack off with the Zacian is by using Saucer, Energy Switch, and an attachment, but they'd also need a switch as well. So they're just going to Ultimate Ray, which means that we actually are likely to win the game here. They had energy in the deck as well. They had multiple energy in the deck. Okay, so maybe it wasn't going to be as easy as I thought it was. We are going to go for the Drizzile here. We are going to search for a trainer card, and my gut feeling is we're going to need to... Actually, we can just grab Guzma and Harley here, because we're going to need an energy to get our Zacian, Zamazenta powered up, and they just decided to concede. Fair enough too. So there we have it. Blaziken and Zeraora together work pretty well. Playability-wise, I'm giving this one a B. As a concept, it's a very, very strong one, but unfortunately, lots of decks in the standard format at the moment play Mew, which stops bench damage, so that's going to hinder this deck at times. You need to find Boss at the right moment to take that knockout, so it's going to be a bit of an issue. It means that this deck can never really be top tier. Consistency-wise as well, it's also a little bit awkward. It does rely on a few moving pieces being in the right place at the right time, but it's still definitely pretty good. Like, it's a really, really good deck. Value-wise, I'm putting this one at a B. Obviously, lots of the cards in this deck are new, so you will have to trade for a lot of them, but I will say that for me personally, Zeraora is the type of card that has a lot of long-term potential, especially after rotation when cards like Mew rotate. So that reason is the reason I'm giving this one a slightly higher value grade than I would have otherwise. It is a very good card to get your hands on. Fun, it's a fun deck. Sniping damage on the bench is really, really good. How can you complain about that? Overall, I'm giving this one a B. It's a solid tier 2 deck, right? It's not great, but it is fun, and it is a pretty solid prospect for the future. And once again, we come to the end of a video from the Sableyes. I appreciate everyone coming past, especially Dadbot and Azazel for their Ascended memberships. Appreciate Fernando, Yolo, Stephen Ty, Agent Abel, Austin Josiah, Liftvour, Robsy, Brad Shings, Brad, Justin, Croco, Taco, and Drew for being Royal Sableyes, and everyone in white over here who is a Mega Sableye. If you want to join, the membership costs like $3 Australian. It's nothing. It's like a grain of sand on the beach. So if you wouldn't mind losing a grain of sand, then chuck us a buck. That'd be great. If you don't want to, don't feel pressured, obviously. It's free. This is free entertainment. Why would you pay for it, you idiot? Anyway, I'm going to stop doing whatever it is I'm doing. I've got a bunch of other videos to record because there are so many decks from Chilling Reign. If you've enjoyed it, leave a like, subscribe, and do all that good stuff. Otherwise, I will see you next time for more from the Sableyes. Bye.